Happy Friday. Welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for December 3rd, 2021. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy life coach, channel, and mentor. So the energy today is interesting, and I love that I just finished with a client and she mirrored it so beautifully. And the message that came through was, mirror, mirror on the wall, what you see is what you get. And as I was waking up this morning, as I was tuning in earlier this morning, I was really feeling into the energy, and I was like, okay, well, what is it that is the message? And there was just this beautiful vision that came through, and it's of this woman, and she's barely dressed because she's sleeping, and there's this dream-like surreal quality, and she's underwater and she swims up to the surface. There's no struggle, there's no fight, there's no nothing. And as she gets to the top, she takes a breath and she's looking up and she's witnessing her surroundings, and all that she can see is light. She can't see anything else, just light. She's not cold, she's not anything. There's no stress, there's no worry. She's simply there. And as she looks and she notices that she cannot see anything more than light, she surrenders and she moves so that she's now floating on her back. And as she's floating on her back now, so that she doesn't have to tread, she sees above her, and it looks like a spaceship. And there's this round spaceship, or this round light, and it's surrounded by all these other lights. And she's like, as you see in the movies, this beam comes down and it gently carries her up into this ship. And so she is now in the ship, and she's in the command center, and she's looking around. And what she realizes is she's within herself. She is in the pineal gland. She is in what people would call the seat of the soul. And she looks out through her eyes, right? So she's this tiny little thing, like right up here, and she's within herself, and she is looking out, and she's like, whoa. And she looks over, and this control panel presents itself. And so she's looking at all of these buttons, and they're all lighting up, and they're all doing these things. And so she's like, she sees a button and it says lift left arm. And so she presses the button, and she witnesses the left arm of the body lift up. She's like, whoa. And she sees the other button, and it's like lift right arm. And so she presses that button. She sees the body's right arm lifts up as she's in here, right? In the command center. And she's thinking, whoa. And she hears, like, look behind you. And so she looks behind, and she sees the neural network of the brain. Like, she sees the neurons and the endings, and she hears press a button. And so she presses the button, lift left arm, and she can feel the left arm raising, but she's looking at the neural networks, and all of this electricity flows from one to the other as the left arm moves. And she's like, wow. And she's wondering, why am I here? Why am I observing this in the body? And so she hears, look out through your eyes. And so she's looking out through her eyes, and there's like this fog, it's gray. And it gets so interesting. She's looking in this fog, it lifts. And she sees other people, but all of these other people, they look like robots, and they look very, like, they're all acting very mechanical. They're all just doing the exact same thing. Like they're working on a line, I used to work for Chrysler. So we used to work on this assembly line. And so these people, they looked like they were just working on this assembly line, just doing something next, doing something. And they were all gray and they're all just doing the next thing. And then suddenly they would see like a wad of bills would come. And so they would be getting paid for this work that they were doing. And she's looking and she's like, wow, like it's so controlled, so mechanized, no feeling, just doing. And she's just observing and she's curious. And then she looks over and there's this beam of light that shines down and she can hear these giggles, and over well beyond, there's just this light and laughter. And she looks over and she sees like this little child, and this little child puts up his hands like, over here, come over here, let's play. And so she's like, oh, okay. And so she gets curious. And so she's activating her body and she's moving over towards the light. And she's with all of these kids. They're all laughing. They're all playing. They're all colorful. They're all alive. They're lively. They're energetic. They're playing. They're emotional. Right? And she's looking at them, and this little boy, not so little, gives her this ball and says, play with me. And she's like, okay. And so she's like playing, she's controlling her body and she's moving the way that she's moving. And she was gray before. And suddenly like all of this like color starts to come into her body, this aliveness, this energy. She's now looking behind her brain and all of these energies are now moving. Everything's lighting up. Her body is feeling warm. It's like, it's just dynamic. It's extraordinary. And this is the energy today. It's, what are you feeling in your body? Are you feeling the aliveness? Are you feeling the brilliance in your body? What are you seeing? Because what you see is what you get. Do you like what you see? Do you like what you are experiencing? And is what you see true? Because it feels as though with everything that is happening energetically and with this eclipse that is happening, I know like sometime after 11 p.m. here EST, like something is going to trigger an action, a choice. Something is going to happen for everyone, whether it's for you or for the collective or for like somewhere, that is going to inspire a change or inspire a, I feel like a choice. And so as we go into this new moon, when we go into new moons, I play with like, what are the possibilities? What are the intentions? What are the things that I'm setting up? Like someone can just give me $50,000. Like I can find $10 on the street. I can have all of these things. And so I'm going to play with possibilities. What are the possibilities that are available to me? Because my intention is more, please. Like more life, please. And perhaps that is the choice. Perhaps the choice is, are you willing to live, or are you going to be gray, robotic? Are you willing to go play with the kids over there? Because very much so, it feels as though whatever is rising up, whatever is going to happen today, whether it's personally or again, in your community, in your wherever, your family, it is going to move you. Will you move with grace? Will you move with love? Will you choose you first? And will you act on behalf of you? You first, then others. Always. And so this will be the energy as we carry out over the weekend Tomorrow, we're going to move into a 3 energy day with an Ace of Diamonds, which is me. That is my energy. Like tomorrow, you're going to move into focus and you're going to be, you might be in your mind a lot of the time tomorrow. Like you're going to be swept away. You're going to be carried away. And so where are you focused? What are you feeling in your body? What are you noticing? Because your body is going to allow for you to know. It's going to allow for you to feel. It's going to be the messenger tomorrow. And so where are you willing to bring your mind energy into your heart? And what are you willing to focus on? Are you going to focus on connection? Are you going to focus on pleasure? Are you going to focus on desire? Are you going to focus on what it is that you want? We're coming on to Christmas. And usually during Christmas, we go outside of ourselves to please others. What are you going to do to please you? It's going to be a dynamic weekend, whatever that means. And know that as you carry forth through the day, that all is well, all is perfect, all is happening for you. Always. Beautiful. Wishing you all the most amazing weekend and sending you all so much love. I will talk to you tomorrow. No, I'll talk to you on Monday. So much love.